Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Gentleman's Debate podcast, episode 31. We've made it into our 30s.
Flirty 30s.
It's all downhill from here.
Yep.
Everything starts to sag.
Yeah.
And
this is where we're at our most fertile.
That is true.
We are ready for insemination.
Insemination by our sponsors.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I know you. We know they're all waiting. Just.
Although, would you like to know something?
Ooh.
March, I was looking at the statistics for our podcast, has been our biggest month by a considerable amount. So thank you everyone for listening to the podcast and also voting on our different, interacting with us on our different social media stuff. Now we're doing the voting of the different topics that we debate. We've had a lot of engagement because of it. And it's always nice to know that people are there listening to us. And we also had quite a few reviews. Currently 5-star.
Way
5 out of 5 bananas. News. Yeah. So Thank you very much for all those people who've been reviewing us, listening to us, and interacting with us on social media. Our social media for Twitter is at @TGD_podcast if you want to follow us. Facebook, it's just the Gentleman's Debate podcast. YouTube channel is the Gentleman's Debate podcast, so make sure you subscribe because then you can watch our beautiful faces. And we're on iTunes, obviously, and the other players.
And Instagram.
Oh yeah, Instagram, which is just the Gentleman's Debate.
I'll probably just get that up now.
Yeah.
I only had it open
you just put a story up, didn't you?
Yeah. Just the Gentleman's Debate.
I love how you can do I know people are banging on Instagram is like copying Snapchat, but to be brutally honest, they've done what Snapchat did on their own platforms. They've added it to their platform and have done it better. Like Snapchat's not really got anything on. I mean, you know the really creepy bit about Snapchat is the maps where I can see. So I've disabled it, but then I can be like, oh, I wonder if Josh is at home, and I can look. I can find if Josh is at home.
I'm only ever two places: at home or work.
Or here, mate. So that's 3.
My life isn't very interesting.
Okay. I feel a bit sorry for you now, mate. Now we'll introduce Josh.
York Video Pro, everybody.
At York Video Pro on Twitter. Josh is our producer, so he's the one who's behind the cameras and does all of our video editing. Video editing and mans the cameras, mans the audio. So we've actually got you sorted out. There's a contract come in, hasn't it? I'm not going to talk about it in too much detail, but you've got your first contract. Possibly. Yeah. We'll see what happens there. But if you are needing video production and photography being done in the Yorkshire region, then please hit up yorkvideopro.co.uk. Thank you very much. So you can just go click on there, look at the portfolio of work. You can see our work, and then also you can see all your photos of it. It was a Russian museum, wasn't it? Military museum.
So I've been to Russia. I went to Russia in January, and there's a lot of photos on there on my Instagram, York Video Pro. I'm also on Twitter as York Video Pro as well, and Facebook as York Video Production.
Boom. So follow him.
I can't believe we got all the way through that without making some sort of.
I think we're professional.
We were quite professional there.
I think we're quite professional.
Have we turned over a new leaf in our 30s? Have we matured?
I highly doubt that. We could be into the thousands and we still haven't changed.
Yeah, that's very true.
So yes, today's debate. We'll get to it in a second.
Yeah,
we'll round off.
We'll get to the results of the votes for the previous debate, which was Queen versus Sabbath.
Yep. Greatest rock band of all time.
Yes.
Who is the greatest rock band of all time?
And then we'll spin the wheel of no copyright.
Why are we calling it the no copyright or non-copyright? Let's just call it the Wheel of Fortune and fucking.
Because it's YouTube.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is true. But yeah, we'll spin that later and we can see we've got some new topics being added in.
If every time we say Wheel of Fortune, if we do it in like a really weird accent, is that then our
That's why I said Wheel of Fortune.
Fortune. Is that like our own
interpretation
of the phrase Wheel of Fortune? I don't know what that was.
What the hell was that? Sound like a South African person having a stroke.
I think we've picked on the South Africans a bit too much recently.
Fuck it. Why not?
South Africa.
Oh my god! I think it's always bad when we try to do the South African accent. Apart from you,
if you didn't understand, that was my impression of Mickey doing a South African accent.
Oh, can you actually do a South African accent?
Can I bollocks?
Okay, that's fine. No. That's cool.
Yeah, none of you as good as me, man.
Fucking prawns.
Fucking prawns.
You sort of went Brummie then as well.
I know. I'm terrible at accents. I've never said that I'm a good accenter.
Fair.
Accent user.
Impressionist.
And
Accenter. What the fuck is accenter?
I'll be the one to point it out. Unfortunately, Mickey's not with us today.
Yes, unfortunately,
We haven't
Mickey's.
even pointed out our own names yet. So
Well, sod it.
We make him sound like he's dead, but
Yeah, he's at work.
Mickey has left us.
he's
No,
alive.
Mickey-
He's
Mickey's
ascended onto a higher plane.
He's left this earthly plane.
Don't
He
actu-
hasn't. He's
can
not
we-
actually
Yeah,
dead.
because if we do this, we're gonna have to make like a rest in peace video for YouTube, and it's gonna be like just a caption of him rubbing his face all over this goddamn microphone.
And it's got to have the I will remember, but not the actual song.
Oh, no,
One
it
of
has
those
to be a
really
cover,
really
yeah.
shit recorded versions of it. So
One of the free ones on YouTube that you can use.
Royal
Should we
free
introduce
music.
ourselves,
I
Sam?
love it.
Should we? Should we
I
introduce
hate it.
ourselves?
I don't know, Simon. Should we?
There we go. Done. Right. Tick the box. Tick the box. There we go. Should we do the results from our poll?
Nah.
Let's do the results from our poll. Do you want to go first, or shall I?
Yes.
I shall go first. So I've got the results from Facebook. So it was who is the greatest rock band of all time, as you'll have seen in episode, or heard in episode Flirty 30.
Why are we calling it Flirty 30?
I don't
by the way?
know. I think we said it once and I just sort of rolled with it.
I think Josh said it actually.
Yeah.
And then it's just stuck.
It's because it rhymes.
Yes. Well done, rhymers.
We like rhyming.
It's catchy.
Mm.
It was one of our most...
Should we just do it by percentages? Because last time we did try to do it.
Well, yeah, because I've got the actual amount of votes here.
I don't have the actual.
That's fine. So percentages. Black Sabbath got 14%.
Oh, it's dropped in like two. It's dropped. We
No,
checked
it
it
was-
earlier and it was higher, wasn't it?
No, it was 14.
Oh, sorry.
And then Queen 86%. So Queen won that one
On Facebook.
on Facebook by an absolute landslide.
Yeah.
And in fact, there are a few comments on here from I don't know if I can read their names.
Yeah, read the names
Yeah.
if we know them.
Yeah, I've got a colleague of mine, so shout out to JD. I'll just say JD because
Yeah.
everyone knows him as JD.
Yeah.
He put, "Is this even a contest?"
Yeah, that was savage. That was savage.
And then we've got J Tully Photography. Shout out to J Tully Photography.
Jay Tully Photography. Sorry, he does a shit ton of photography for mixed martial arts. He also Jay Tully. Sorry,
J Tully.
I'm Simon Tully. We may well be cousins.
He's Tully.
Yes, Tully. So the names are Tully and Tully.
Yeah.
Basically, they're almost interchangeable. Tully, apparently, or the Tullys, might have been from Germany, I think. They might be my cousins from Germany.
All right, cool.
So I could be related to you.
But yeah, he also put no brainer really.
I had it on my Facebook where I shared the thing. I had
Try and find it.
a supporter of the Sabbath of Black, Mr. Brett Barker, who I've had a chat with him before. He was like, "It must be Sabbath. It must be Sabbath." Now on Twitter, we had not great. Queen won with 79%. Black Sabbath 21%. So it's an absolute landslide victory for Queen. What I will say is, and I think we covered this in the podcast.
What we will say is that we are champions, my friends.
Fuck off. So
And we'll keep on fighting to the end.
dun 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 dun. Yeah. Okay. I will.
We are
Please stop this. Please stop this now, lady. What I will say is one of my friends pointed out very quickly that if we'd done the debate at the time, because they weren't, so Black Sabbath at the time were kind of in the rock genre, but now with hindsight, we can look back and we have like heavy metal as a genre. So he was like, well, there's just heavy. They're in the heavy metal thing. If it was heavy metal, you would go Black Sabbath versus whoever else.
Yeah.
Metallica. No, Metallica. Are they metal?
yeah,
Josh?
they are metal, yeah.
Yeah. So,
But are they heavy metal?
are they heavy metal?
Yes.
They are, yeah.
Heavy metal. Okay. Cool. But if I'd done Metallica versus Black Sabbath, that would have been closer.
I still do actually.
However-
I still do actually want to do the interesting one
all
that
the
we
way.
nearly came up with if we were doing like sort of more modern bands, Muse versus Biffy, because I'll defend Muse to the absolute hilt.
Biffy would have been interesting.
And I think it would have been close because there are diehard fans of both Muse and Biffy, so that would be interesting. Let us know in the comments if you would like to see that debate done, and we will maybe do like a special episode or something.
We could do the kind of a drunk cast setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could do a drunk cast setup where we just get plastered and do it and just chat shit about Biffy Clyro, and because I can rag on Biffy Clyro and Muse.
As in
rag, as in make fun of, or attack.
Yeah.
So I can do it on both.
Cool.
I saw Biffy Clyro live at Download one year.
I've seen them live as well. I saw them support Muse. Not
my cup of tea, personally.
I wasn't a huge fan of them at the time. I've grown to like them a little bit more now.
What I will say is that guy's got a lovely beard. Lovely beard. Love that guy's beard. On beard alone.
As good as mine on yours.
Mine's
on yours? Mine and yours. Or mine or yours.
So when I go full pedo, we just got demonetised. Here we go. Here we go again.
I like it's not if, it was a when.
when
you already bought the trench coat, I'm pretty sure.
And the van.
And the glasses. But the little known fact is the glasses aren't actually for the head. It's just...
No, stop it now. Stop that now.
Rest it on your fully erect penis outside the primary schools.
And he went there.
Oh, I wonder how...
Is that worse than the cuntometer?
Oh, Lord. Why didn't we have that?
It's up there.
You will have to count the cunts in the in the
Can we
episodes
actually...
going forward.
2.
Two right there.
You forgot to count yourself, you bastard.
The funny thing is, like, they wouldn't have seen you do that.
No. But still.
Good knowledge of camera angle, Sam. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, another win for Sam. Not happy about this. Hopefully I can drag this back in our next debate. All right, mate. Flipping heck.
I'm competitive.
So, shall we have our next debate?
The Wheel of Fortune.
Sam will spin the wheel.
Josh is spinning the wheel.
Fucking up. Why did I call you Sam? Sorry, Josh.
It's just because at that angle he looks really sexy and you thought it was me. Because he looks really sexy.
Yeah, just this angle.
Just that angle. Yeah. If you look at him from the other angle, it's like, oh, goblin! Gremlin, sorry.
Gremlin.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys actually,
Hobbit.
on Twitter, you guys had a bit of a... Or was it on Facebook as well?
It's Facebook.
You had a bit of a spat where you were changing each other's, like, like stuff in the posts.
Yeah.
Where Sam was calling Josh a gremlin, and Josh was calling Sam a hobbit. Which I stayed
it's
completely
not very
clear.
original, though.
Stayed completely clear of, because I thought
everyone calls me a hobbit because my name's Sam.
Well, it's easy, and also you've.
But it's not even Samwise.
You kind of.
I am Samuel.
Kind of short.
I am actually. I am a short human being.
Kind of short.
Yeah.
And you're hairy.
I am hairy. It's very.
Have you got hairy feet?
No.
You haven't got hair. I've got kind of hairy feet.
I ain't got hairy feet.
Kind of hairy feet.
No.
You got like really calloused feet.
No.
Are you? No. Wait.
I've got veiny feet. My feet are very veiny.
Are you partial to 11s?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Second breakfast?
Oh, of course, second breakfast.
Yeah.
Afternoon tea?
Oh, well.
No shit, Sherlock.
Okay, cool. Right, well.
Even though it's empty.
So it's actually, you're a hobbit, man. You're a hobbit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And I'm a gremlin just because
You're a
I'm
gremlin.
camera.
Yeah.
And you don't feed you after 11. Or is it 12? Is it midnight?
I can't remember.
Midnight.
It's a long time since I've watched them.
Sorry, Gremlin fans.
I think there's like 10
I've
left.
never actually seen them.
Also, I've had many drunk takeaways after midnight.
So I think everyone
that's
has.
That's why you turn into a rabid animal and do things to Kathy.
I'm a rabid animal.
Right, should we have the wheel?
Is that what you said?
Hey, there we go. Yes.
What's it going to be tonight? So, do you want to spin? That's another one as well. Got Video Pro.
Hey, we're bringing it back.
Keys in the bowl, Kathy!
Keys in the bowl with who?
Yeah.
I made, by the way,
the dog.
Wow.
You
don't have a dog, do you?
No.
Oh, you need to get a dog.
I need a dog.
I mean, we all need dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs.
So in this apparent scenario, I've just... Do you like dogs?
Sorry.
Dags.
Shut up. It was.
Nice
I've
polite.
got to do this. It was National Puppy Day yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and there was loads of videos all over Facebook of just little puppies doing little puppy things, and honestly, I was ready to just murder everyone after work. Work was a terrible day yesterday.
Aw.
And there was just puppies on my Facebook feed and Instagram feed, and it just fulfilled my life. It was great. Shout out to you, puppies.
Yeah, puppies. Keep doing you.
Ooh. This is an
Oh, have
interesting...
you spun?
No, have you spun
I
it?
spun.
Oh, no.
It's an interesting debate this week.
Oh, God.
So, you've got a pit. Justice League versus Avengers.
Oh, God.
Who's doing what?
I wasn't ready for this. If I'm honest, I wasn't ready.
Oh, do we flip?
Anyone got any change on them?
You
Sorry.
can flip or choose, I don't mind either way.
Because
We'll flip.
All right, you got change on you?
We'll
Right.
go by the comic book versions, not just for film versions.
I don't know. Can we incorporate both?
Go by every
You can
everything,
yeah.
absolutely
So-
everything. So, I just flipped.
Not again. Not again, mate.
Right, I'll flip for you. So, what heads is Avengers,
Okay.
tails is Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one for the outtakes.
What's up? What is it? Is it tails or head?
Heads.
Head. So I'm debating.
You're the Avengers.
I'm the Avengers.
I'm the Justice League.
Interesting. Jesus Christ. Oh, you're right.
Yep.
You bang your knee.
Yep.
Oh. My first strike.
I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of DC fans wanting to kill me.
What are you into? What should we say? What
I'm
we're
into both.
I really like both, but
I really like both.
I really, really enjoy both.
I know that. Well, comic book fans, they love
I
their.
must say, I sway more towards DC.
There's an element in the comic books, yes.
In the comic books, yes. In the films,
Comic books,
Marvel are winning.
some of the greatest comic books of all time are DC.
TV show-wise,
DC.
they're about on par.
Oh wait, yeah, because I forgot about the whole fucking Netflix thing,
Netflix
Simon.
series.
You fucking idiot.
I watched the first episode of Krypton, actually, the other day.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Is it right?
Yeah, yeah. Which, if you don't know what it is, it's basically about Superman's grandfather,
Oh.
set 200 years before.
I've just realised I've got to defend Justice League DC whilst wearing
The Punisher t-shirt.
top from Marvel.
You bellend. This is what happens when we don't really know what the spin is. We're not properly attired.
It can be interesting.
Yeah.
I'll let you start off then, since I started last week.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yes, you did actually.
I should add that you had a lucky break the other week when you had to defend Star Trek. Because didn't you say you were almost going to wear your Star Wars t-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't get away from it then. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the debate of which is it just the better franchise?
No, who would win? Justice League versus
Who would
Avengers,
win?
Yeah.
As in a fight between the two?
Yes.
Oh fuck! So it's actually so who would win? Justice League versus Avengers.
Yep.
Here we go. The Avengers. Some of the greatest characters of modern history have been created by the legend Stan Lee, who in his own right, I think does he have his own comic book about himself? Am I correct in thinking about that?
I think there was like a special edition.
I think there was
Yeah,
something
I've
like
heard
that.
something about that. Yeah.
A man whose imagination, as well as the rest of the team at Marvel, I should say, some of the other comic book designers who I've forgotten the names of, but Josh will probably fill in for me while I'm talking about it. Some of the greatest characters were developed by that one man's continuous drive to just imaginatively create exquisite characters. You have some of the most iconic people of all time come from that franchise. We're looking at people like Captain America, Iron Man. We're also looking at the Hulk, even though he's an interesting character in my opinion. But when we look at the depth of them, we look at the interesting nature of how they work as characters, as they're all basically flawed, but then when they combine together, they become the Avengers. and then their immense talents and skills, strengths, powers, abilities come together to create an unstoppable force that have beaten godlike figures and characters. Obviously, we're kind of talking in the shadow to do with the upcoming film of Infinity War, where they're going to be fighting against the Mad Titan. Is it the Mad Titan? Thanos,
yeah.
who basically is what, considered a god
When he has all the stones.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're going to be...
I recently read Infinity Gauntlet, and he is basically a god.
Yeah. They fought other people. They fought the Celestials. They fought... Oh, there's other godlike characters. The guy who's the Eater of Worlds. Do you remember his name? Galactus,
yeah.
Who's actually a type of... in actual real world, it's a type of enzyme that breaks down stuff. But that's his name.
He was ruined in the Fantastic Four.
Oh yes, that was dreadful.
Those two films
that was dreadful.
were dreadful.
That was dreadful.
Yeah.
But
both Fantastic Four films and the Fant Four Stick.
Oh, fantastic.
Although I haven't seen Fant Four Stick all the way through.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
When we look at the power and the drive of the Avengers to win, it's absolutely insane. They're willing to sacrifice their lives, their families, almost everything, just to make sure that planet Earth can survive. And if they can't, they damn well will avenge it. To quote Robert Downey Jr. from the first Avengers Assemble film. You look at some of the most powerful beings inside of the Avengers team, or have been inside of the Avengers team, because it rotates every so often. And I'm only talking about the core Avengers team, rather than all of the split-off ones, like, for example, the Illuminati, which was made up of some of the Avengers anyway. But when you look at some of the core team, like the founding members, you see the Hulk, for example, a giant green beast that's basically indestructible, which is just a rage machine that just wants to rip things apart. You look at Thor, the god of thunder, who can bring lightning strikes against people and hits people with a magical hammer. Or in his kind of incarnation now, he's missing an eye and he can fire lightning out of his hands. But anyway, you have just kind of in the more sort of human version, you have Captain America, who, yeah, he's a super soldier, he's a modified human, he's, genetically the most perfect being that could possibly be a human, but his ability to lead the team, his ability to create strategies on the fly, to be able to win, to be able to lead the team forwards, that drive, and the fact that he's skilled in basically every single type of combat, and he wields an almost unbreakable shield, I should say. And then you look at just the sort of this, I would call like the low tier one. You look at Black Widow. And you look at Hawkeye. Yes, people bitch on him, especially Hawkeye. Well, obviously, there's a joke that goes on about with Hawkeye. Hawkeye isn't in the new Infinity War poster. He's not on it. I feel a bit sorry for him.
They're being a bit coy about Hawkeye.
I feel a bit sorry for him.
Because, they're keeping his part in the story a bit.
Have you seen the photoshopped poster where every character in it
is Hawkeye? Yeah, that's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. But then you look at those characters just in the terms of just being the world's best assassins. That's all they basically are. The world's best killers. They're the pinnacle of what humanity can be before you start adding shit like Captain America or the Winter Soldier. They are literally the pinnacle of just killing people, which sounds really weird, because obviously comic books, they don't really kill people in them, but they do. They shoot people, or they put an arrow in somebody's face. And look at the people that they've combated. You can look at the list of Avengers villains who they have fought, defeated, or drawn with, or got to a position where they're able to win. And the level of it, I would say the book of work by the Avengers is an absolutely insane amount. And some of the best characters that's ever come through Marvel have been in the Avengers team at one point or another. My argument rests, Sam.
Cool. So, didn't actually argue there about
who would win in a fight.
Yeah. But are you just doing that?
I'm just doing the power.
I'm established.
I'm doing they're very
this
powerful.
Is who they are.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
I will just add that the original lineup for the Avengers was Ant-Man, Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, and the Wasp.
They didn't have Captain America in it.
Captain America wasn't in the original.
Is that like the
lineup.
1960s?
1962, I want to say.
Did they then did they then retcon it and then had like because they
brought loads in. They brought the X-Men in as well.
They redid the continuity.
I mean, to be honest, they're redoing the continuity about every year or so. They're rebooting everything.
When they've rebooted the continuity, they've brought in other characters to be in the leading parts. Because Captain America, for fuck's sake, Captain America is the leader of the Avengers. We all know he is. He's a fantastic leader.
Actually, Nick Fury technically is.
Oh, fuck it. All right.
Yeah, he brings them
Okay,
together.
I'm sorry. He brings them all together and then doesn't really do much. If he's Samuel L. Jackson, at least, he just sits on an aircraft carrier.
Shouts
you're
motherfucker.
talking the films.
Motherfucker! Imagine if he went full Samuel L. Jackson. Anyway.
Just walked up to Thanos and went, "Motherfucker!"
Decked him.
No, he takes out the eye patch and it's just a giant spear.
No.
Just another fist.
It's a purple lightsaber.
He just blasts through his skull.
Mission accomplished, motherfucker.
Mace Windu, motherfucker! Anyway, right, sorry.
So the original lineup for Justice League, which I may as well add, was Aquaman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Yeah.
They changed the continuity where they swapped out Martian Manhunter for Cyborg, which is what the new Justice League film is based on.
And Green Lantern isn't in the films at the moment.
Well, it was teased.
It was teased.
And
But their franchise is pretty much dead, so I'm not going to lean too heavily on the the DCEU at the moment.
Green Lantern is possibly my favourite superhero myself.
He's an interesting.
Fucking amazing.
He's interesting.
Some of the people who've taken on the mantle of Green Lantern have been insane, absolutely insane characters.
I'm a Kyle Rayner fan myself.
Cool.
So I will go into
Give us your who you
the
think
Justice League, and like I say, I'll talk about the core. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually know that much about Martian Manhunter, so I
Most
can't.
people don't.
Yeah, he's one of the sort of lesser known members of the Justice League.
Even though he's a gangster.
For outsiders.
He's a fucking gangster, though.
But we'll go straight in with Aquaman, who... Okay, for a long time, Aquaman has been deemed as the joke of the Justice League team because of his bright orange and green unitard thing, his, bleach blonde hair. He has been the butt of all jokes. But what people actually fail to forget about Aquaman is that he is a badass. He can...
Fail to forget. Fail to remember.
Fail to remember.
Sorry.
Yep. My bad on my grammar there. They fail to remember about Aquaman is that he's an absolute badass. He is ruler of the sea, isn't he? Basically, yeah. Is he the son of Poseidon, or is he related to Poseidon in some way?
He's the son of Poseidon.
Yeah, the son. Yeah,
that's why he has his trident.
Yeah,
because Poseidon's trident.
And what it basically is why he's got all of his superpowers. So he was born. There's actually science behind it as well. Like, if a human was able to live under the water, the pressure would do something to their actual muscles and their skin. Can't remember exactly what. I'm not a scientist.
Really? Surprised me there, mate.
Fuck you, Simon.
Well,
and that's why he's got this sort of indestructible force about him. Why he's super strong and just plain awesome. Now, this is one of the good things that they did do with the DCEU. They ditched the whole orange and green costume, which made him look a bit just not very intimidating, shall we say. And they brought in Jason Momoa, who is an absolute tank of a human being, to play him, with the long hair, the epic beard, the fucking chiseled body out of stone.
Well, they've done something similar in the comics.
They have done something similar in the comics, yeah. And they decided to lean on that because it was more of a just epic look, really.
He loses a hand in that.
And he puts like a spear kind of thing on his stump. Now that's fucking gangster.
Yeah. So he's an incredibly powerful being. You then got Wonder Woman, one of the Amazons, made from clay by Zeus.
And it turns out she's actually
made by Zeus.
Turns out she's actually the daughter of Zeus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Spoilers.
He made her.
No, he's daughter because he has sex with one of the Amazons.
Is that?
Yeah.
what it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was actually that he made it.
Yeah. No, that's why she's a demigod.
Oh, right, okay. Cool. Demigod, right there. What else is there more to say about Wonder Woman? Again, it's incredibly fast, can fly oh no, she can't fly.
In the comic book, she has an invisible
She has
plane.
an invisible jet. Glad they didn't include that in the films.
Imagine if they had. Imagine if they had.
I mean, they could do it. They could do it. It's just like Bruce Wayne gives her some stealth tech.
Yeah, there we go.
That would be fine.
I love it. You know, the Family Guy joke where she's like flying along when Superman's next to her, and then he goes, "Oh, hey, Wonder Woman, how's it going? See you flying in your jet." She went, "I'm actually in the toilet."
Yeah.
That's not a bad one. I do like that. Although, why the fuck? Imagine just being there and you sat down and you just and you see someone just zoom past. You're like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Surely you'd have it so the inside of the plane would be. You know, you wouldn't just reveal the people.
Yeah.
You wouldn't reveal the people. Otherwise,
That's
what's the
why I'm
point?
saying stealth tech, that'd work.
Yeah, the stealth
so,
tech
you got
thing,
Wonder Woman, again, incredible, absolutely badass. The one film in the new DCEU which was actually brilliant.
It was fantastic.
It was a great film.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Comic book series as well is brilliant. Wonder Woman, I would say. The later stuff, not the early stuff.
Yeah. Then we move on to Green Lantern. Another one. You're saying about the Avengers being powerful. The Green Lantern, he's only limited by the power of his own imagination, right?
And willpower.
Right.
Willpower.
Right. So how fucking powerful can that be? I mean, forget about the fact that is the colour yellow. But
so originally,
I've triggered him here.
So originally, their weakness was the colour yellow, and they couldn't affect it at all. But they kind of retconned that.
Yeah.
So
What do you mean the weakness was the colour yellow?
The colour yellow, it was like the colour of
Fear, isn't it?
fear. Was it fear?
So it's fear that their weakness was.
So they couldn't. If someone. So basically, there is actually a comic somewhere where Batman paints an entire room yellow and wears a yellow suit, a yellow bat suit,
right?
And leads Green Lantern into this room, so it depowers him.
Unfortunately, that was a recent one as well.
That's interesting. So you're telling me
they've retconned that now?
I want to say that's Frank Miller's Batman and Robin, which was a terribly received series anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, again, another incredibly powerful.
Sorry, can I just
basically in that series, Bruce Wayne abused Robin.
Nice.
Pretty much kicked the shit out of him. Yeah.
Can I just
That was
check?
right after his parents died.
Can I just check something? Sorry. Is it that he's limited to his imagination, or is it that his willpower gives him his power?
So
Green Lantern.
He's powered by willpower.
So his only limit is his willpower.
And it's his imagination.
Admittedly,
And he can conjure up anything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying his actual limiting factor is the willpower. Because if he has no willpower, he's fucked.
Yeah.
He could be the most imaginative person in the world. If he has no willpower, he's fucked. I just wanted to clarify that.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But then...
I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, but then he wouldn't be a Green Lantern anyway, because he has no willpower.
True. I'm just...
As a Green Will...
But isn't he the most powerful of all the Green Lanterns or some shit like that? He's got the most willpower.
There's been
Jordan,
different iterations though. So.
That's true, because there's the...
Hal Jordan's always been classed as the most powerful.
Yeah.
But he has turned to the... I was going to say dark side.
Then. He's turned evil.
But he's turned evil quite a few times.
Oh, right.
Basically,
Didn't he go white? Who's the one who went white Lantern?
Because he possessed all of the rings.
Gangster. What about what was the black guy called? Do you remember?
John Stewart.
Because I remember him, because he's mostly in the animated series.
Yeah.
Is the black one. I like that. Yeah. He was a good Green Lantern in the TV series. Sorry.
Move on to the Flash. Again,
Oh!
another amazing one, right?
Queen, little
throwback.
Go back to the
another amazing one
30.
because of the actual science behind the Flash as well. As in the fact, so basically he's got super speed, and the reason why he can hit so hard is because the faster a thing's moving, the more weight behind the object. So that's why he can hit so hard. There's actual science gone into the thinking behind the Flash.
He can also travel through time.
But doesn't he need the cosmic?
Which is what
treadmill?
really annoyed me at the end of.
But doesn't he need the cosmic treadmill to go backward in time?
No.
So he can just run backwards in time.
Yeah.
I thought he needed the cosmic treadmill.
Basically,
do you remember that?
If he goes fast enough, he can.
Interesting.
When this baby hits 88, he won't need roads.
He did it in the TV series as well.
Cool. I just I remember something about the cosmic treadmill, and I was like,
okay. Oh, you made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry,
there.
mate. Apologies.
God.
I'm interested in it, so I
Yeah.
keep going like.
But
"Ooh."
yeah, no, that
I'm
there's
interested
the
in
science behind Flash. He's also considered as one of the most powerful of the members of the Justice League.
Well, yeah. Have you heard of the Flashpoint storyline?
Yeah.
Which basically altered reality.
Which they're apparently trying to get a live action version done with Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne and Lauren Cohen
Yeah.
as
Martha!
as Martha. Why did you say that name?
Yeah,
That
why
really
did they?
annoyed me at the end of
I forgot they were both called Marsha.
Justice League. Have you seen Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So right at the end, spoiler alert, kind of. It's the Flash and Superman who go to like saying, "Oh, let's do a race to see who's faster." Well, the Flash is. The Flash can literally run through time. Superman can't, apart from in that one bit where he flew
'cause
around the world.
I think the
But
reason.
I think that they sort of went, yeah, that was a bit shit.
the
wasn't
reason.
it?
No, I think there is a reason
Had a
why.
rivalry in the comics before.
I think he doesn't just have the power to run through. He has to gain the power. Does that make sense? Like he doesn't just have it there. He wasn't born with the. He had to learn. He had to grow. If that makes sense. It's like the difference between Amazing Spider-Man and Spectacular. Superior? No. What the fuck's the main when Spider-Man gets like he's a fully grown adult?
Superior Spider-Man was.
That was Dr. Octavius, sorry. But there is Spectacular Spider-Man or something like that, where he basically is then the full-grown version, and he's stronger, he's faster, and that's why he's able to take on the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Sinister Six.
Sinister Six.
That's why he's able to take on multiple bad guys at the same time. So Flash eventually, he wasn't.
Okay.
It's like
yeah.
the Flash.
So basically, he learns his powers.
Yeah, like kind of like Superman does.
Yeah.
Because he's a kid and he
Yeah.
grows up, and then eventually he's able to get all his powers going.
Speaking of, we
Dun,
go
dun,
on to
dun.
Superman.
Are you saving Batman for last?
Of course I am.
Cool. Cool.
No.
So we move on to Superman, who is literally an alien, almost god. He is indestructible. His powers are pretty much second to none in the Justice League for actual raw power. I'm pretty sure in saying, not saying in that whole universe, because there are people who are more powerful than him.
I would say him and Martian
Very,
Manhunter.
very few, though.
Him and Martian Manhunter and Wonder Woman, those two.
Yes, Wonder Woman's up there as well for actual like raw power. Because I think
has a very easy weakness. and
What's his
that's
weakness
fire.
again? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But then Superman has the weakness of kryptonite.
yeah, but how much kryptonite is there just lying around on
I
the
don't
corner?
know if you're fighting. What's his name?
Well, in Batman v Superman, it seemed to be quite easy to find.
you
Yeah.
can get gas grenades. You can get flipping a spear that's made out of it. So why don't you just make the armor out of it? If he made his armor out of it, he would have fucked him up. He could have just
Yeah,
went,
he
oh,
didn't even have to make the armor fully out. He could have just lined it with.
yeah. You just punched him. If he just, as soon as he punched him,
There you go,
one
Bat
punch,
Fleck.
I feel like they might have done something.
one
like that
punch,
before.
and then that's his power is gone. You're like, oh, you're a human now, and then you just headbutt him continuously just with that.
Yeah, just until his like brains are almost hanging out. It's like.
Yep. So he has. So Batman has made a suit laced with kryptonite before. Wow. Yeah.
Man,
And the only other weakness of Superman is that he can't see through lead.
that's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
But yeah, and then we move on to the pinnacle of DC Comics in general. Actually, no. That's not the pinnacle. The Joker is the pinnacle of DC Comics in general.
Yeah,
but Batman is the best superhero of all. And I will fight anyone tooth and nail who disagrees with me on that front, because Batman is the most complex character that has probably ever been written in comic book history. He is a genius. He is billionaire philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
That's the one. But not Tony Stark. He's smarter. He's better. He's kind of more together than Tony Stark. And there is this whole thing about Batman is that he always has a plan. And he is actually... Because he was the one who formed the Justice League. And... Get this right. he actually had contingency plans for every scenario in case one of those members of the Justice League turned to evil and he had to take them down. That's how badass Batman is. In the wise words of Jeff Goldblum, just replacing life with Batman finds a way. I just Goldbloomed you.
You just Goldbloomed me.
Speaking of Goldblum, he was amazing in Thor Ragnarok.
He was amazing in Thor Ragnarok.
He was good in it, yeah.
Goldblum is amazing in pretty much everything he's ever done ever. Shout out to Jeff Goldblum.
Have you seen the behind-the-scenes stuff I did before, I think it was released for the Avengers, where it was like Thor and he had a roommate?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done one for
Have they done one with the Grandmaster as well?
And it's Grandmaster.
Yes.
And his roommate is fucking amazing. He basically ends up falling in love with Thor's roommate.
I like how they had a film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that included a ship specifically for orgies that shoots fireworks. That just sort of brings me back to a throwback because I was just like, it's technically meant to be a kids' film. It's not. It's for adults as well, but kids will want to go see it. But it reminds me of the scene in Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, when I went to see that in the cinema. And Gamora says to Star-Lord, Quill, your ship is filthy.
Like
and he goes to Rocket. He goes, oh, she has no idea. If there was a UV light, if I had a black light in here, it'd be like a Jackson Pollock painting. Right. And whilst I was in the cinema, there were two kids in front of us. And one of them actually turned and went, Daddy, what does that mean? And Dad just went, doesn't matter.
So, when we're on the subject of Batman, can I break out into song yet?
No.
No.
Oh.
No, we're not having singing.
So he fucking does it anyway.
I know.
Who is this guy?
Why have we...
I'm wearing a Batman t-shirt, guys.
You are wearing a
But
Batman.
they can't fucking see you, Josh!
They can't see me, but I'm going to sing it anyway.
Maybe at the end we'll get Josh to give us his opinion at the end of it. Stop it, you two. Right.
Shall I do the porn dub again?
No. Can we stop?
Martha!
Right, let's go into this.
Let's go into
this.
Should
we do character?
All the way in?
Should we do character versus character?
Are we going all the way in?
All the way in.
Just for
all right.
Yacht Video Pro.
Hey. Should we do character versus character?
Prom night promise. Just the tip.
Should we do character versus character?
Yeah, let's do character versus character.
Okay. Right. We'll save, because Batman and Iron Man are basically, they're the alternate version of each other in the universes, so we'll save them for the end, yeah? And then Superman and Captain America. Hulk and Martian Manhunter? Or Cyborg? Or Green Lantern? Like
Green
who they?
Lantern facing against.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like I'm trying to figure out. Obviously, we can do Hawkeye and Green Arrow.
Yeah, no,
That's
I forgot
one.
about Green Arrow.
Yeah, Green Arrow's a gangster.
Everyone does.
Everyone does.
I like Green Arrow.
Even though Green Arrow helps beat Superman in the Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns comic book. He shoots Superman with a kryptonite arrow,
which
one-handed, didn't he? He has one arm.
Superman catches and explodes in his face.
Yeah, and then that's how Batman's able to beat him, and then he does the super famous the "I'm the only man" or
I want you to remember the face of the man that beat you.
Yeah, it's insane. It's good comic book. Anyway, so we can do
the inspiration for
so
Batman versus Superman.
Wonder Woman. Who is the Wonder Woman's alternate? Scarlet Witch.
Thor.
Okay, because they're both gods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Thor. Should we do that one first? Thor versus Wonder Woman. I'll do Thor because it's my turn to talk. Thor versus Wonder Woman.
Wakanda forever.
Oh, because we've got Black Panther as well and shit like that. We've got loads of stuff that we can cover into this.
Oh, there are so many Avengers.
There are a lot.
Because you have to take in the Guardians of the Galaxy because they become technically part of the Avengers.
Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, X-Men.
Technically X-Men.
Deadpool technically has fought with them, but never official member, I think. And like the X-Men.
No, I don't think he's ever been an official member because he was X-Force.
Yeah, he was X-Force.
Yeah. Which, have you seen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
What in the fuxicle is this?
Anyway, let's do Wonder Woman versus Scarlet Witch.
This is Thor, wasn't it?
Sorry, Thor. I'm so sorry. Thor. Although Scarlet Witch is such an interesting character. Anyway, because then we can do Quicksilver versus Flash.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Right. Sorry, I'm getting excited.
Shot to pieces.
Well, yeah, I felt there's a reason why. Right. Thor, the god of thunder. That man. Especially now we're looking at it in the film verse, basically.
All of them.
All of them.
Everything.
Especially, but when you especially look at the films, you look at what he's done. You look at what he's had to overcome. You look at his lineage.
Overcome his bratty little brother.
Yes, his bratty little brother. You know, the elves. He had to overcome basically the whole flipping getting off of that stupid planet I forgot the name of.
Malketh was fucking shite. Sakaar is the name
He
of
had
the
to
planet.
he had to defeat his sister, who's
The
like
goddess of death.
the ultimate gangster. He had to then he beat
Shout
the,
out to Kate Blanchett.
didn't he beat the what's the devil one called?
In the
Sutter.
Thanks.
in the comics, Thanos basically tries to destroy half the
What
universe.
did you just call him?
Thanos.
Thanos.
You said Thanos.
You said Thanos.
I said Thanos.
You
yeah.
Thanos,
disgust
yeah?
me.
Thanos.
Thanos.
Basically tries to destroy half the entire universe because
He's in love.
with
Yep.
the embodiment of death.
Yep.
So's Deadpool as well, actually.
Yeah.
But then isn't Deadpool and him? Sorry, isn't Deadpool and the god the Death? Sorry, aren't they in a relationship? And then Thanos is super jealous of that, and that's why he hates Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty much.
Anyway, back to our original thing. Thor, god of thunder, son of Odin, or Odin's son, as some people will say. The man who can fire electricity and throw the universe's greatest weapon, Mjolnir. In Norse mythology, and this is only in the Avengers sort of thing I'm saying, sorry.
Again, there's science behind Mjolnir as well.
Yeah.
I felt like it was fortune in the heart of a dying star. It's something to do with when a star dies, it collapses in on itself and creates this mass, which was then put into the hammer, and that's why some people can't lift it because of the mass. And it's then obviously they added the magic part of you're not worthy.
Yes.
Boom.
Good reference. Good science reference. In Norse mythology, I'll go
Anyone
first.
who says comic books aren't smart and are just for kids, just
Yeah.
dickheads.
But it is also good for kids.
It is also
Yeah.
good for kids, but it's not just.
Anywho.
God.
In Norse mythology, Thor is considered one of the greatest, well, basically is considered the greatest god because of his love for humanity and also because of his feats of talent, taking on giants, for example, in a drinking contest, wrestling contest, in jumping over stuff as well. He has the ability of invisibility, super strength, invisibility cloak he gets from one of the goddesses, sorry. He has super strength, super speed, conjures obviously lightning and storms and can affect the weather. The weapon he carries with him at all times, Mjolnir, which eventually is destroyed, which is recently destroyed in the Ragnarok film. So it can obviously be destroyed like other weapons can be, which there's stuff in Justice League and Avengers. They're like, oh, it's unbreakable, and then it is eventually destroyed. Thor has a fantastic ability of never giving up, of always continuing to fight no matter what the odds are, and fighting it when odds are completely not in his favour. And his raw power in the consideration of using the elements, using his power of conjuring lightning and conjuring thunder and storms, etc., can cause mass damage to an entire army, as we saw in the Avengers Assemble film, where he was able to take out what the fuck was that?
The Chitauri.
Chitauri, thank you. Where he was able to take out the Chitauri, obliterating them, and also then obviously killing the weird whales that could be able to fly, which I thought were really cool with the armor.
Yeah.
But his ingenuity as well of using the hammer Mjolnir with his powers, and the fact that he can drop basically a collapsed star on someone's head. When you think about it, when he swings and hits the Chitauri and they kind of go dong, you think like, no, you get hit with a collapsed star, that would take your fucking... your head wouldn't be anywhere near your torso. It would be like 7 light years away. But his ability as a leader is one of the most important things, I think. Because when it comes to leading his people of Asgard in Thor Ragnarok, for example, he's able to almost give up himself. He gives himself up, basically. He thinks he's going to die. And part of him does die, where he gets his eye removed. But he's fully accepted that he will die as long as he can save all of his friends and family. But you also see like how he's able to instill a sense of sort of self-worth in other people when he brings back the one of the Valkyries, and also gets Hulk to help him. Is able to motivate Hulk into helping him. You see that he always has an objective, and he wants to set it, and he wants to meet it, and he always wants to be there. And then you look at his actual lineage, being the son of Odin being one of the most powerful, well, basically the most powerful of the Norse gods. And I always kind of, the weird thing about Thor is that it much like Wonder Woman, is that it does pull a lot from mythology. But in this case, Odin being the most wise and most powerful of all Norse gods, where he was able to see everything at all times. He was able to lead mass armies of Asgardians against other races and subdue it and bring peace to the 7. Is it 7 realms or 5 realms? 7. Oh, I was right first time. Bring power to the 7 realms. And then he has his sons, and he's then able to have one of his sons basically be the enforcer for him, to make sure that if anything does kick off, he's able to look after the different realms. And this is the thing to do with, that I would say makes Thor so powerful, is that he has to look over not just Earth, but he has to look after 7 different realms of... Is it different dimensions, or is it just planets? Oh...
I'm wrong. It's 9 realms.
Oh, it's 9 realms. Yeah. Oh fuck, it's more than we thought. Well, 9 realms then. Are these realms dimensions or planets? Sorry.
I'd say dimensions more than anything.
Okay, so he has to look after 9 dimensions. His job is to look after 9 dimensions. And when he eventually becomes the kind of king of Asgard, that's his job to be looking after and manning an entire army. Like, he accepts the mantle of leadership. Eventually, it does take him a long time. The one criticism that everyone has with Thor, and we saw that a lot in the films, and you see it in the comic books, is it's his arrogance. It's the fact that he thinks he's the best thing ever, he thinks he's going to be king, and he thinks he can win any fight he's ever going to be in.
The best thing since sliced Asgardian bread.
Yeah. But the arrogance teaches him a lot. Teaches him a fantastic amount of stuff that... His arrogance leads to loss, and people are hurt, and people are injured, and people die because of choices that he's made, and he's had to learn the hard way of how to accept that sort of mantle of being the god of thunder, of being the king of Asgard, of being all these different titles that eventually he gets, and he becomes the leader of probably one of the strongest armies in the entire sort of the entire universe of Marvel. Because you think about the Asgardians are able to subdue stuff like the ice giants and frost giants, apologies, and other races that they're able to they combat and actually bring peace to the 9 realms, not the 7 or 5 like I fucking said. So what I'd say is, to round the point up, Thor is a fantastic leader. His powers and abilities are insane. His lineage is unquestionable, and also he's learnt a lot. Like, over time he's had to learn how to use all of these other bits and become a more well-rounded person, or a more well-rounded god, I should say, because he's not half god, he's full god. He is the god of thunder. So he's not like Wonder Woman, who's part god. He's full-bore god-like powers. And that's where I think the distinction can be made between the two, is that he has an insane power set that then he taps into later on. And that's my argument, Sam. Would you like to give me Wonder Woman?
No, I want to keep Wonder Woman for myself.
I think any Wonder Woman, mate. Anyone who played Wonder Woman was a nice-looking young lady. Let's leave that there.
So, Wonder Woman. Yes, she might not be full god. She might only be half god, but she was crafted, born of Zeus himself, the Greek god of...
Is it thunder or lightning?
Thunder.
I thought it was lightning.
Greek, no.
Admittedly, it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
But he throws lightning bolts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're saying there, mate? He's the god of thunder or lightning. What was mine?
Also,
Thor was the god of thunder.
Yeah.
God of thunder. Yeah. God, thunder and lightning. It's almost like the person who's more powerful than Wonder Woman is Zeus, and Zeus and Thor could be the same god. Bum, 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 bum.
I will also add
But
that,
Zeus was restrained by the fact that he just wanted to fuck everything that moved.
Oh, he is a
like,
weird
is
character.
there a hole? Can I put my dick in it? Then I will.
Can I just go? In Greek mythology, he changed himself into a swan.
Yep.
To then have sex with a woman, which is why some of the there's a thing that has wings. I've forgotten the name of it. But anyway, he's a weird Zeus in that mythology, in Greek mythology, is a fucking weird character.
Yep.
Sorry, mate. Keep going.
So, what we get from Wonder Woman is that not only is she an incredibly powerful being, she is literally a weapon herself to be able, to fight the god of war. That's her entire existence that we got from the Wonder Woman film. And
What's the name of the god of war?
Ares.
Oh, Ares. Thank you.
So she literally is designed to beat the god of war. And now, if that doesn't, scream raw power to you, then what does?
You say designed to?
That's what
I would say she was born.
That's what she was designed to do.
I'd say she was born, but she was trained to beat him.
Yeah.
I think there's a distinction you have to make.
It's kind of designing. Training someone is designing them to do something.
I don't know. It's not like you go, I'll give her 4 arms so she can rip his arms and legs apart and still be standing. It's not like they did that. It's literally just that Zeus had sex with an Amazonian.
You can't rip her legs apart because she's just that powerful.
I said Ares, rip her legs. As in 4 arms. You can take arm, leg. Like what's his name from Star Wars? Grievous.
Yeah.
Like you could just go and just rip you apart like that.
True.
Sorry, mate. Segue, so.
Yeah, segue. But yeah, so like I say, she's actually designed to be a god killer. And what's Thor? A god? She's a god killer?
She does have the god killer sword.
No, the god killer sword was a red herring.
In the film, but the god killer sword's a real thing in the comic books. It's an actual weapon, yeah.
Google.
The god killer sword is a real thing.
And you say about her again. You say about Thor's determination never to give up. Well, Wonder Woman's got that, and then some, because she was raised in this land of pretty much paradise, absolute paradise, and all she wanted to do was go out and help everything. Help other worlds. Stop conflict everywhere. She could have quite easily just stayed in a very comfortable life, sitting in a high tower as royalty, eating grapes that are fed to her from the other Amazon people. Amazonians.
There's only women on.
But as soon as someone crashed into their land, Steve Trevor, the first thing she does, without hesitation, she goes and helps him get out of the water, brings him back to the beach, learns about this war that's going on somewhere, and thinks, I need to help. Determination, right there. Also, she is a fantastic leader. She has on occasion actually led the Justice League and has gone toe-to-toe with so many powerful beings, one of which being Superman, and has bested them. So I truly believe she would have no problem taking down Thor as a god killer.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I have to add that it looks as if the sword was just brought in for the film.
Really? I thought it was in the comic books. I thought God Killer Sword was in it. I thought it was one of the weapons the Amazonians kept to try and kill, basically, Ares or any other gods. Interesting. I genuinely thought that was how it went. Yeah. Because I thought they'd referenced it before, and then they were like, people were a bit pissed that the God Killer Sword wasn't real. Because it's real in the comic books. But Wonder Woman... I understand. I understand what you mean when it comes to, she's literally... Her whole life, she's been trained to be a killer of Ares, or at least defend against Ares.
Yeah. Because
all the Amazonians are trained to defend against Ares. Like, that's their job. Is Ares turns up, they're all going to try and kill him. But the problem I have with it in that is that Thor was raised as a child. Sorry, he was raised as the son of Odin. He's raised as what he is. He was basically allowed to flourish with his full set of powers, use his weapon to its fullest extent, forged in the fires of fighting many, many battles and wars against frost giants, etc., where you have someone. What's her actual name? Sorry, Wonder Woman's
Diana
name.
Prince.
When you have that, she sat on the island for the vast majority of her life, admittedly training with Amazonians, who basically are an immense warrior race. But she only then comes out of her shell when obviously she's introduced to the sort of the horrors of war, whilst Thor has been...
And she doesn't hesitate. She just jumps straight in.
That's fine,
but fuck it.
So,
this needs sorting.
But then Thor has always done that since he was a little kid. He thought...
But Thor did it.
Fought wars.
Thor fought wars with his arrogance at first.
But there's no...
because he just wanted to go...
But we're talking about...
Oh, beat these.
But we're not talking about like, who's the more virtuous. We're talking about who would win in a fight. I think I genuinely do believe if you drop that Mjolnir on her fucking head, even if she had the shield on, she would fuck up. Now,
but we're talking about who's more virtuous. I think the argument could be made that Wonder Woman, should she try to wield Mjolnir, she would be worthy.
We don't know that.
Oh,
you can't assume that.
We don't. But
you cannot assume that.
What is the criteria for being worthy of wielding Mjolnir? I think that
she's got an element. She's got an element of darkness.
A lot of it.
No, she's got an element of darkness in her.
So does Thor.
True, but
yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
able to wield it.
I don't know.
On her best day, I honestly think she would be able to wield Mjolnir. And I want people in the comments to talk about that.
Discuss it, you mean?
Discuss it.
Yeah.
Let us know what
I
you
would say.
think. Do you think Diana Prince could pick
up Mjolnir? You're saying it weird. Mjolnir.
Yeah, no, because I can't actually say it properly. And that's how Kat Dennings says it in The Dark World, which is like the best part about that film.
Fair enough.
Just where she goes, where they're like, Thor!
Meow meow. She calls it meow meow.
She goes meow meow.
Calls it meow meow. One thing, Thor can fly. Wonder Woman can't.
She's got an invisible jet though.
Fuck that.
Wonder Woman can leap.
She can leap.
Yeah. Thor can leap.
Thor can leap.
Yeah,
so flying power, he wins.
Well, he can fly
with a hammer.
With Mjolnir, yeah. So actually, when Mjolnir got destroyed, he couldn't fly.
And then he does eventually fly, though, doesn't he?
Eventually, but
because he eventually gets a power.
Like again, that was just a leap. It wasn't. It wasn't flying. It was just a leap.
Didn't fly.
Yeah.
But Mjolnir is like Thor. It's a Thor thing.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, it was in the film when he did that. Yeah. When he also becomes, what I will say is, when the two become full power beasts, when she takes the bracelets off, because
she puts them on.
No, when she takes them off. So when the bracelets hinder her power, apparently. Yeah, you can research that if you want to. But when she takes the bracelet, when she fights Superman, she has to take the bracelets off.
I mean, this doesn't need any checking because that just shows how powerful Wonder Woman is, to be honest.
However, when Thor becomes full power Thor, when he doesn't have Mjolnir anymore, he just has his power set. When he eventually takes on his full set of powers, imagine the two of them fucking going at each other. And I would say, I didn't mean that in that way. I meant in terms of fighting each other.
Hello.
I would say...
Are you the god of hammers?
I'm about to drop this in the ass. Anyway.
Well, there's a story.
I'll tell you what, though.
That's a
Chris Hemsworth and Gal Gadot making babies. Those babies would conquer the earth.
They'd be beautiful babies.
They would be beautiful babies.
Beautiful babies.
Yeah.
I would say Thor...
That man is a fucking anomaly.
Yeah.
When it comes to physical fitness.
Yeah, he works out all the time.
Fucking, it is ridiculous.
What I will say is...
It's not fair. It makes me look really unfit.
Thor is...
My one pack.
My one pack. I would say Thor is...
My keg.
Come on, guys. Thor is... God, when I think about it, full power Thor is probably, of the Avengers, most powerful. Say him and the Hulk are really similar. And the Hulk is... Well, he's the Hulk. I'd say him and Hulk are... But the reason why Hulk is so powerful is that he's just... you can't destroy him. There's no way of stopping him.
Wolverine.
How's Wolverine stop him, sorry?
Hulk eats him and Wolverine claws his way out of the Hulk.
That's insane. You think his regeneration power would kick in to stop him?
Nope. It killed him.
Wow.
Because the regeneration power for Wolverine kicked in. So it was just like...
Also, adamantium is the most indestructible metal.
Adamantium also poisons Wolverine.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Which is why he's got...
Which
Isn't
is
it why he
died
has the...
in Logan.
I thought it's why he has the powers.
That's why he was so weak by the end of it.
Yeah.
Because he had adamantium poisoning.
Yep.
That's interesting.
And there's a storyline called The Death of Wolverine, in which basically he just gets encased in adamantium.
Out.
Oh my god.
So he just dies. Yeah.
Imagine that. That's a scary way to die. That is a scary way to die. Anyway, I would say Thor. If we went just like the sub power one, so sub power Thor, sub power Wonder Woman, Thor would absolutely. I think it'd be a good fight, but I'd say Thor would win. If you took the bracelets off and you took in Thor up to super proper power, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be closer, but I think Thor is going to edge it. I genuinely do, because when you see it, obviously when you see him in Ragnarok, I'd say that's the highest level of Thor, right? And when you see Diana fight Ares, that's the highest level she is. Yeah? Would we say we're comfortable with that? That's the highest level of powers.
No.
Where's the higher level of powers?
I think there was one where she did fight Superman in the comics. I think that's where you see.
Do you know how she beats him in that?
Go on.
She throws her tiara at his neck and cuts his neck.
Nice.
So she doesn't really do much, and Superman beats the piss out of her, by the way. Superman wipes the floor with her. Big time. Big time. The only way she's ever able to beat it is when he's holding back or he's compromised in some way. Because it's normal. Because Batman puts it this way. He said, I can beat Superman most of the time because I'm prepared for it, because Superman's holding back. If he doesn't hold back, I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. And there's a time where he doesn't hold back and he basically completely fucks Batman and Wonder Woman up at the same time.
There is an alternate timeline comic called Superman Red Son.
Yeah?
Which is basically where Superman lands in
Russia instead of America.
And he ends up becoming basically a Russian dictator. And
Batman's a terrorist, isn't he?
Yeah. Labelled a terrorist. So there's a bit in the comic where Wonder Woman basically leads the Amazonians against him, and he just crushes them.
He crushes all of the Amazonians.
But that's when he's got the power of Russia, and anyone with the power of Russia is going to take anyone down.
I know that's
we could have these indestructible aliens invade our Earth, and Russia would go, no.
I know that's a separate argument we said, but I would say Thor full power or even sub power. For fighting the same version, I think Thor would first in the sub power wipe the floor. I think it would be a wiping the floor with her. But when it's full power version, I think it's close, but I still think Thor edges it.
Let's do the Flash versus Quicksilver. Flash wins. There you go, dude.
If I'm brutally honest, mate, I think I can completely. I know when I'm wrong. I know when I'm wrong. I do know when I'm wrong, because Flash is the fastest being of all time. I don't think Quicksilver really gets anywhere near that. Even though he's the son of Magneto, along with his sister Scarlet Witch. And he's is it Omega? Yeah, Omega level mutant, which is basically the most powerful kind of mutant apart from the Phoenix, which doesn't happen until flipping Jean Grey loses her mind. But anyway, Quicksilver, in the comic books, he didn't get a good portrayal, even though the actor did a really good job. I think that actor, by the way, is brilliant.
Which one?
Quicksilver in
the
Avengers.
X-Men films or Avengers? I thought they were both really good, but Evan Peters in the X-Men films.
Oh yeah, I agree with you
there.
Stole
the show.
I agree with you there.
From under the feet of Aaron Thompson.
Oh, I don't know. I think because he plays Kick-Ass.
Yeah, he does play Kick-Ass. Yeah.
Better in Avengers myself.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's a really good character. He plays a kind of snidey, dark character to begin with, which is what Quicksilver is. And
just a little segue there. So you know the bit in Ultron where Quicksilver runs off, and it's Hawkeye, and Jeremy, and it's Quicksilver, and he gets his bow and arrow out, and he's like, "No one would know. Last time I saw Ultron was standing on him." That was all ad-libbed.
Was it?
Jeremy Renner just came up with it. The cameras just kept rolling.
I love Jeremy Renner. He's an interesting guy.
Renner's great, yeah. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are such weird characters. Because in the comic,
they have a relationship, don't
there's
they?
a storyline where they're lovers.
The thing about Scarlet Witch, though, is she's probably one of the most powerful Avengers, just because of her, what's it called, chaos power or something stupid like that? She's able to create entire dimensions.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if you had to fight her, that's a nightmare. She just goes, "Oh, right, I'm going to control your mind. Oh, that didn't work. Here's another dimension, and here's 15,000 Wolverines." See you later.
I'm glad that in the film she's given up that terrible accent.
Yes, that was terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible. She had the Zorovian
Pretty
accent.
much, yeah.
She talked like this. Yes, it was very offensive to people of the Eastern Europe. That's what she was talking like, and then she dropped it. Thankfully, one of the Olsen sisters, not one of the twins, but one of the Olsen sisters.
Yeah. Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah. But I completely agree, because when you think about it, Quicksilver, I don't think he gets anywhere near the speed that Flash, and that's any of the Flashes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only one Quicksilver. There's how many Flashes? 5? It's a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, it depends, because it's all like Earth 1 and all that sort of stuff.
And you mentioned it earlier in the science of Flash. If he can run that fast, he creates enough. It's not actual mass, but he creates the force of enough mass that it would be like being hit with a fucking
by a train.
Or if he goes super fast, like a sun, and he can time travel. I don't think Quicksilver can time travel. I don't think he can run that fast whatsoever. And he doesn't have any other superpowers apart from just being fast. So it's not like Quicksilver has extra power sets that could maybe influence a fight. He literally just goes, "Oh yeah, I'm the same as you, Flash, but I'm slower."
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree. Flash would win hands down.
The Flash's real weakness is his calorie deficit.
Yeah, he has to keep eating.
Well, it's probably Quicksilver has the same problem. I mean, they'd have to keep eating. That's one thing they don't really go into very much, is him continuously having to be on like an IV drip of high-calorie shit.
Yeah.
Well, they did in...
They did in Justice League.
They mentioned it, didn't
he
they?
ate an entire
pizza.
Yeah, but then they don't do it again. And I'm like, oh, he's going to run out of energy pretty quick.
He does later on. He just, like, when they're all sat around talking, he's like, is anyone else really hungry? Or something like that. He does.
Doesn't he borrow... I thought he just borrows energy from the Speed Force. I thought that's how he's able to run that fast. Because if he just tried to run that fast with just on calories, he can't eat enough.
Yeah, but it still consumes a lot of...
Oh yeah, I'm not, yeah, but I'm just saying, isn't it, that he takes energy from the Speed Force? Yeah. That's why he'd win. Speed Force. Yeah. Boom, done. Next one.
Hulk versus Superman.
I was going to go Martian Manhunter versus...
I would have gone Green Lantern versus Hulk.
No, Green Lantern versus Hulk isn't. I think Superman and Hulk are the same.
And Hulk
so they're like the alternates to each other.
Because Green
Although
Lantern
is it Superman versus Captain America?
True.
Because it's actually I have to argue that, because the two were launched at the same time just after World War, during World War II, and they're basically the alternates to each other.
There's no contest though.
I know, but that's why I want to move to someone else.
Would be
so who would America. Who would Hulk have to fight?
Green Lantern then.
Who was I saying? It was Martian Manhunter and somebody else. Vision.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter versus Vision, because they have quite similar characters. What I would say, it's Vision. 100%.
I don't know too much about Martian Manhunter. I really should read up more on... Yeah.
He's a really interesting character, because he literally... He
a shapeshifter.
Nice.
He's just such an and he's super strong, super fast, he can fly. He's very similar to Superman's powers, it's just that he can shapeshift and do sorts of other stuff as well. And he's Martian, which gives him the thing you were saying about Aquaman, how he's indestructible because he's underground, underwater, with all the pressure. It's the same idea for him, but with Mars. I think there's something to do with gravity, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Terrible name for him, though.
There's a real reason why. Is that after...
Johns.
Oh, is that his human... He adopts a human name.
John Jones, I think.
John Jones is a ex-UFC lightweight champion of the world. So, anyway, there's nothing obviously relating to that.
I like their alliteration in comics.
But, yeah, of course they do. But what I will say is... Vision would fuck his day up. Because Vision... One, he's worthy to carry the Mjolnir hammer.
He is.
Two, he's got one of the Infinity Stones in his head that we can fire lasers from it. Super strong, super fast. He can go. He can. What's the one where you can be transparent? You can let things come through you.
Non-corporeal.
He can do that. He can also do. I think Doctor Strange can do this as well, but he can come out of his body.
Yep.
He basically has every single power imaginable. And he's made... Isn't he made of adamantium as well?
No.
Because in the Ultron...
vibranium.
Yeah.
Oh, he's vibranium. So he's made of vibranium?
Yeah, because they don't have the rights to adamantium.
Oh, fair enough. So he's made of vibranium?
Or didn't.
Didn't. Yeah, they do now. But he's made of vibranium. There we go. So Vision versus Martian Manhunter.
To be honest, just set Martian Manhunter on fire.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you'd have to... He could imagine him on fire. Because I think Vision has such a... Because he's an almost completely perfect being. He can just make new powers up if he wants to. That's how much gangster he is.
A cancelled Justice League film that was written back in 2007. And basically, Martian Manhunter's storyline is that he just gets set on fire, and that's
He just dies.
basically his whole.
He's such a good character, though, because basically what he does is in the Justice League stuff, he holds the Justice League to account. So if like Batman does something dodgy, he's like, "Can't believe you did that, Bruce. Like I thought you would have done better." And then Bruce is like, "No, I'm the dark one of this group. I'm the one who has to make these tough choices." And he's like, "You didn't have to make that choice. You could have done better." He like holds everyone to accountable because he's like from a different race, so he's like, "You have to be better." It's like Vision is like he's like when he goes to Ultron,
he's above
everyone else, but he understands that he has to help them.
Yeah.
Like he knows when he has to help them, basically. But I would say Vision would wipe the floor with Martian Manhunter big time. Should we go on to? Should we do it Green Lantern versus thingy, or should we do Green Lantern versus Scarlet Witch? Because that's close. I think they're closer in their power set.
Yeah,
in their power sets, I'd say they're closer.
Yeah.
Right. I've been talking for a while. Do you want to do Green Lantern, mate?
Yeah.
Go on.
Sure.
Give us some,
so like I say,
love.
so it's all about the willpower and the power of his own imagination. So whereas with Scarlet Witch is more, let's say, the mental side of things. She can actually get in your head. She can create stuff as well. Whereas with Green Lantern, it's very much, it's physical, isn't it? He creates things just to beat the shit out of you, which is very, very powerful. And I think he has more power than Scarlet Witch, and he would be able to quite easily overpower her. Because the only thing, like, really he could get into in her head is, like I say, the colour yellow. But how do you put the colour yellow in someone's head?
Well, this is the way I'll put it. Scarlet Witch has... It's called the Chaos Power. I'm not a big fan of that. Just like Quicksilver, she's the... Well, not just like, but she is one of the children of Magneto. So she is of a descendant of a Omega-level mutant. Very powerful. Unlike her brother, though, the Chaos Power allows her to do a multitude of different things, from telekinesis, which is the one where you pick things up, isn't it? Yep. She can also blast the things at people. It's this red thing. You'll seen it in Age of Ultron, where she's able to do it, and also in Civil War. She also fucks Vision up, by the way. She pins him into the earth. She drives him into the earth. That's how much power this motherfucker's got. Also, Elizabeth Olsen, timepiece. She does some weird shit with her hands, by the way. That's how she got the part, by the way. So somebody noticed that she's able to do the weird, like, hand thing.
Hand contortions.
She can do, like, this.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, fuck, we should get her in here. And they got her to audition for it, and that's how she got the part. But she fucks Vision up. She fucks up a load of the Avengers. Loads of the Avengers in that film.
She fucks Hulk up in Ultron, doesn't she? Yeah.
She's able to toy with people's minds.
And she possibly fucks Vision.
Yeah, they have a relationship, and then she pins him the fuck down, and she sends him into the earth. That's how powerful she is. That's only one power set. There's only a few power sets. Her true power is when she's able to construct an entire alternate dimension or alternate existence where Quicksilver doesn't have any powers, because she doesn't want her brother to be hurt, because in a timeline he gets hurt because of his powers. She is able to create entire realities, entire universes with her power, where Green Lantern can make a minigun, a brick wall, drop a truck on someone. Like, that's what I'm saying. He is limited. He doesn't have... Because of the Green Lantern ring. The ring... First of all, the ring obviously gives him the powers and the suit and all the indestructibility and all that stuff. The ring has to be topped up with the actual lantern. He has to have the lantern. If he doesn't have the lantern, he can't top up. Because that's where the power is. The lantern. That's why he's called the Green Lantern, not the green ring. So he has to be able to top up that. Scarlet Witch doesn't. She's always got that power ready to go. She's cooking, ready to go. She comes out of bed, she's ready to fuck you up. Then also you've got the fact that it's the Lantern Corps. So his allegiance isn't necessarily to Earth. His allegiance is to an entire mass universe. Admittedly, he can travel through space and doesn't need any oxygen.
I wouldn't say his only allegiance is to the Corps, because he's the protector of Earth.
But it's the dimension that Earth is inside, which isn't just Earth.
Space sector.
That space sector is... So it's not just Earth.
No.
No, it's other parts of it as well. So he has to look after... So he's more like Thor, where he has to look after several realms or planets. The problem I've got with it is Just if it's just the Green Lantern. The issue is if it was White Lantern and and maybe some other lanterns incorporated, like if you took other ones, but if we're just going for the Green Lantern versus the Scarlet Witch, I would say the Scarlet Witch would wipe the fucking floor with it. All she would have to do is, I'm going to create an alternate universe where everything's fear. Everything is yellow, everything is fear, everything is this. And I'm going to, and also she could just go, okay, that's cool. You're going to use your kinetic powers, telekinetic powers. I'm going to use mine, but then I'm going to manipulate your mind and turn you against yourself. This is what I mean, mate. Her power set is insane. Like it almost has hers is limited to her imagination completely. As in, she can create a dimension with her imagination. Green Lantern can't. There's nowhere in the comic books he can do that. Even when I think even when he's in White Lantern mode, when they get the White Lantern mode, I don't know if they can do that. Don't think so. Don't think so. I mean, I'm not a White Lantern buff. Couldn't tell you. Although I will say, the Black Lanterns, they're cool. The Black Lantern Corps, they're fucking cool. Oh, Josh.
I myself prefer the Red Lanterns.
Red Lanterns are cool as well because they have the Red Hulk in it.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, it's not the Red Hulk. Who is it?
Atrocious.
He looks like the Hulk, though, doesn't he? Giant red guy.
He's a giant red guy, but doesn't look like the Hulk.
Oh, I thought there's a guy who does look like the Hulk. I'm really sorry. I got confused. Oh, anyway,
Yeah,
I fucked
the
it.
Red Lanterns are basically powered
Hate.
by rage.
Yeah.
Or is it hate or rage or
Rage.
rage?
Like the Sith.
Yeah.
That's why they're more powerful.
They're exceptionally powerful. But this is what I mean, mate. I'd say Scarlet Witch, I would absolutely annihilate Hal Jordan Green Lantern or any other Green Lanterns.
Hey, I'm sorry, Josh. I probably agree, to be honest.
It's the dimension
Yeah.
power. That's one of them. And then the mind abilities as well.
Yeah.
Oof.
So would I, because Scarlet Witch is probably the most powerful Avenger.
One of. Definitely one of.
Yeah.
I'd certainly say one of. But she's got her own problems. Because the problem with her is the problem with her is she's emotionally fucked up. Because her mum was killed in front of her and she didn't know who her dad was. And then they find out who their dad is.
Yeah.
Her dad can't be with her because of copyright.
Yeah.
Now they might be able to.
They might be able to.
now,
I'd
yeah.
love it if they blend that in. Because there's a bit where, but the problem is Quicksilver is the one who says to him, "Oh, my mum used to go out with a guy called who could bend metal."
Yeah.
And they do that in the X-Men. No, they do it in. So Quicksilver in the X-Men film says it to.
In Days of Future Past.
yeah.
To Michael Fassbender's
Yeah,
Magneto,
that's a good film, Days of Future
And
Past.
they sort of look at each other like.
Yeah. Right. Shall we move on
That
to?
kicked off like a big argument between Marvel and Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Marvel were basically like, yeah, you're allowed to hint at it, but you are not allowed to specifically say that Magneto's her father because they own that storyline.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's
Right.
certain storylines and characters that other companies have access to.
So hard to be able to figure this shit out if you're a lawyer.
Yeah,
Hey?
it's like, I
so
think-
so hard.
Paramount still own the rights to The Incredible Hulk. Or at least some storylines to do with it.
It's probably some of the bad guys about they own bad guy stories.
Yeah, so that's why they haven't made an Incredible Hulk solo film.
Fair enough. Right. Here's the tricky bit. Hulk versus who? In the Justice League.
Cyborg?
Hulk could wipe the floor with Cyborg. There wouldn't even be a competition.
I would say because Batman and
That's why I would have
Batman and Iron Man.
That's why.
We're happy with Batman
That's
and
why
Iron Man.
I would have said.
Captain America, Superman.
That's why I would have said Superman versus Hulk.
But he's not.
The thing is, Captain America versus Superman.
Let's do that one next.
Superman would literally just right. You're done.
Yeah, Captain
Captain
America has
America
got
is
enough.
awesome, but he wouldn't stand a chance
In
against
just
Superman in a fight.
straight up fight, not a chance.
No, not a chance whatsoever.
If it was Captain America and
there
Hulk,
there is an interesting thing that I will come back to a bit later.
all right.
Because it would have actually pitted Captain America against Batman. But yeah, that's squash. Captain America, you're dead. Go away. Superman wins that. So then we'll put Superman versus Hulk. Right?
All right, we can do it.
Because
We can do it.
Hulk is incredibly powerful. Hulk is almost a god himself for strength.
Isn't he considered a god on Planet Hulk?
He is, but considered, but not actually. Whereas
He does fuck up a god, like Loki, smashes him into the floor.
He does.
Puny god. He
Yeah.
fights Thor multiple times and arguably wins. He also
no, Thor beats him both times.
he also takes on the Satan thing, which I forgot the name of. Suitor.
And Suitor beats him.
I think just Hulk. Is everything all right at home, mate?
Hulk.
You're always looking for a fight, isn't he?
Bad ass, but Superman is just going to wipe the floor with Hulk because Hulk is essentially
a rage machine. That's all he is. He's a rage machine.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
He's a rage machine.
He can smash through a building. I'm going to say he'll get a few good licks in with Superman. He'll get a few good punches, but Superman would tear him a new one in the end because Superman could literally pick him up by his leg and just twirl him around until he gets bored and then throw him out into space, and that would literally be the end of that. That's how powerful Superman is. The guy is again practically a god, an alien god.
I don't agree, obviously,
because not only Hulk, like you say, he's basically a big ball of rage and his strength, and that's it, and near indestructible.
Let's come back.
Whereas Superman, super strength, flight, speed, can shoot freaking laser beams out of his freaking eyes.
The freezy cold breath.
He could freeze the Hulk.
Okay. The problem I've got with it, big problem I've got, is the Hulk.
He could literally pick Hulk up, take him into space, and just leave him there.
But the Hulk can survive in space.
He can. That's very
true. A lot
true.
of people don't even know that. It's like Superman can survive in space.
He can survive in space, but if he's just floating,
he can
Superman can fly back
jump.
down.
He can jump through the atmosphere. That's how far Hulk.
If he has something to ping off.
Yeah.
If Superman literally just picked him up, took him out into space, and then flew back down, Hulk could have nothing to bump himself off. He'd be like, "Ugh!"
I don't know. Earth gravity would work if he crashed.
If he took him far enough out, where there wasn't a gravitational pull for anywhere.
Satellites, he could push himself off a satellite.
Yeah, but you just have to wait until one.
If we're arguing,
float towards a satellite first.
Yeah. All right, this just because we're arguing a very specific point here of him just being in space. What I'm going to say is I'm just going to go for the more general stuff here. Okay.
Yes, Superman would be Hulk.
No, there's no way.
You got to try and get this last lick in because you know that Batman's beating Iron Man every day of the week, don't you?
No. Right. No, he's not. I'm saying, right. I am definitely saying that the Hulk could beat Superman, and the reason why I'm saying that is you look at somebody like Doomsday. Doomsday was a rage machine, much like Hulk. Mm-hmm. And not in the films, because the films are weird because they have it where he penetrates Superman with his spine.
Yacht Video Pro.
Hey. But in the actual comic books, Doomsday punches Superman to death.
That wasn't for real.
Death.
Because we're not going to... Let's not go into that because that's... anyway. I would say trading blow for blow with them, both of them fighting each other. I think Hulk could kill. This is the stupid thing about Superman because he fucking doesn't die, but you can put him in a Kryptonian coma. Fuck off. That's the thing I don't like about it.
Sleep.
True. Good point. Good counter. But I would definitely say I think Hulk is a big rival to Superman. I think he could best him, but I would say it's the immovable force.
This is what we're saying though, right?
Sorry, it's the immovable object and the unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Is these two.
Yeah.
Because the Hulk, the more you piss him off, the more power he gets.
This is what I'm saying.
He doesn't have a limit.
The more you piss him off, the more power he gets.
But he doesn't have an upper limit.
It as if these guys are just literally going to go blow for blow for blow for blow until one of them cracks.
But that's
dies.
what Superman has always done.
Superman would fart smite.
Fart smite. Fart smite. Fart smite. The new brand from Sillet Bang. Fart smite. Get rid of those farts. Smite.
Would
Strike your farts.
You fucking bellend. You had a good argument then and you fucked it.
Brain fart. Yeah. God, that was
You had a fart smite, mate.
I had a fart smite.
Fart smite. That's your nickname.
Oh no!
There it is. We got your nickname, Fart Smite.
God, brings
There
me,
he
brings me
is.
back to school days. Sam Farter. Oh, original.
Oh, I wasn't. It's just because you said Fart Smite.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But
Just a.
Superman
We love you.
would fight smart. And that's why I'm saying he'd do something where he'd be like, he'd probably try to go toe to toe with him at first and go, hang on a minute, well, this guy's strong. Nah, now I've got to be smart, because Hulk's not capable of being smart in a fight. He just wants to smash.
Yeah, but that's what Doomsday did, and Doomsday bested Super. Well, both of them died actually. They both died in that. But then Doomsday
but the
comes
only reason
back.
why Doomsday was able to get back to that point, because every time Superman caused him damage, he regenerated stronger.
But Hulk
And so
does that.
basically,
No, because Hulk regenerates after damage. You look at what. Right? Yes,
but
he
this is what I'm
does.
saying. This is why he'd fight smart, and he'd then just go, right, I don't have to beat him, I just have to subdue him somehow. And that's why I'm
You
saying
can't subdue the Hulk.
that's why I'm saying he'd probably just pick him up and take him into space.
I'm just saying, look, He did try doing that with Doomsday. It didn't work.
Yes, but Doomsday was able, like, Doomsday
Do you understand
could
what I'm-
actually
what I'm-
fly in that film.
Did Doomsday fly or did he jump?
No, he flew back down.
Did he have wings?
No, he didn't. He didn't have wings, but he was just able to fly. He was born of Krypton.
More of a jump, wasn't it?
No, he could actually fly.
Can we check that? Sorry, because I can't remember that.
Because that's he did take him out into space.
But then Hulk can jump into space. Like I'm not right. Your entire thing about him just dragging him into space, I don't think is a very good point
I
to
think
make.
it's a great point.
Because it doesn't matter. With
I
the
think
Hulk.
we let the audience decide.
I genuinely think that's the closest fight. Superman versus the Hulk is a very close fight, and I think you could tip it to potentially either way. In my honest belief, because of the Doomsday model with Superman, I genuinely think Hulk can beat him. And also, when you look at what he does against other characters in Avengers who have similar skills and powers, I would say the Hulk could win.
I don't think anyone has similar skills and powers to Superman.
Let's think.
I think that's the whole point of Superman. He's overpowered. That's why a lot of people.
The only one I can say is Vision.
aren't-
Vision has similar powers.
Huh?
Vision has similar powers-ish. Super strong, super fly,
Kind
the
of.
cape, laser. Laser.
All I'll say is Superman's basically half of the X-Men rolled into one character.
But he's the Hulk, man. I'm sorry, but I
It's
can't.
not an argument.
I'm sorry, but we got Hulk. You got an army, we got Hulk. To quote Robert Downey Jr. yet again in this podcast. I'm sorry.
Iron Man, not Robert Downey Jr. He said the line, but
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I said the slightly wrong thing there.
fucking right, Simon.
Yeah, but Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark.
That's true.
Superman.
no
I'm
one
sorry.
else could play that role.
No.
Superman versus Hulk.
Except when someone... Oh, Tony Stark. All right, I was going to say Iron Man, because when they inevitably replace him with a teenage girl.
Is that what's going to happen?
It's what we
I
did
would
in the
bet
comics.
money on it. It's happened in the comics.
They replace
Downey Jr.'s contract is up.
Yeah, but they also replaced Thor with
A
Jane
woman.
Foster.
And a different person now,
So,
isn't there?
I don't see Natalie Portman playing.
No.
Imagine
but-
Natalie Portman as Thor. That's
Nah, Natalie Portman
Imagine
hates...
who'd win in that fight.
that's a beautiful fight, isn't it?
Natalie Portman...
Imagine two beautiful women knocking the fuck, and I mean the fuck out of each other.
Really, really weird attraction there,
I
Simon.
no. I've always said this.
Wait a minute, I don't want this threesome. I want you to beat the piss out of each other, and the winner gets to suck my cock.
Isn't that hot? Isn't that? I'm sorry. Isn't that? I'm sorry. If it's right for girls, isn't it attractive to then like who? I want you two to fight. You have two Jack guys. I want you two to fight, and whoever wins,
know, ladies, tell us.
whoever wins gets to eat my carpet.
What?
I am quoting a stand-up comedian, by the way.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out there's a stand-up comedian who did Live at the Apollo and said, "I don't give a fuck." Was it about men? She said, "I don't give a fuck as long as he makes his own money and likes munching carpet." I was like,
who was that
it
said
was
that?
it's some comedian who doesn't have a career anymore. I'm just having a laugh. I've forgotten her name, unfortunately. But she was at Live at the Apollo. I've just forgotten her name. It really pisses me off.
What's she look like?
She's black hair.
Oh, don't even... She's black.
Yeah, she is black.
Don't say Andy Osho.
No, it's not her. I don't
Good,
think.
because she's fucking shy.
I don't think it was her. If you could show me a photo of Andy Osho, later, it'd be good. Anyway,
I hope
that's our
Andy Asher
debate.
doesn't watch this podcast because I've just gone in onto there.
Yeah. Well, she probably likes it if you did. Oh, no. Anyway, Superman versus Hulk. Can we agree this is a close fight?
It's a close fight.
I think it's a close fight.
It's a close fight if they're going toe to toe, yeah.
Toe to toe. I think it's going to be a Doomsday versus Superman scenario. And then you're like, oh, well, then Superman will win because he comes back alive. But then Doomsday comes back alive and then he's better at fighting because he learns, he
That's a
gets
good point.
better.
What did they do with Doomsday's body in Batman vs Superman?
Oh, I don't know. He will come back, though. He has to because he's Doomsday.
Well, that's if they get any more films.
They need to do
which
you know
is
what they need to do?
debatable.
They need to just do an Aquaman standalone film.
I honestly
to
think-
tighten that bad boy up.
Which is what we're doing.
Are
Is
they?
that what they're doing?
I didn't know that.
Is he actually getting his own film?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Sorry.
I thought they'd start rebooting soon because
Either
they've
for
just
release
fucked
this
it up
year or
so
next
badly.
year.
No, you need to do all your standalones. They
That's
need
what Flashpoint's going to be. Just a reboot for it. Because Ben Affleck doesn't want to play Batman anymore.
Why?
I think he does. I think he does
Just
want
wants
to
more
play
money?
Batman.
Just wants more money?
I think he's just fed up of Warner Brothers executives
Interfering.
being flat out cunts.
They're interfering too much.
Yeah.
Or he just wants a good Batman film.
Going in on Warner Brothers executives here because I think did we touch on this in the last podcast?
Yeah, we've touched on it a
with
lot.
the reason why.
They did a reshoot.
No. The
reason why they rushed the release.
they rushed the
to
release.
Get their bonuses.
Get the bonuses, despite the fact of the tragic,
So stupid.
I think, suicide of Zack Snyder's daughter. That's why he left the production, and they brought in Joss Whedon to finish it up.
He had about 2 or 3 months for reshoots.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
That's not
because
enough.
the executives wanted to push it through so they could get their bonuses. Fucking cunts.
Anyway.
And that's why Justice League was all over the place.
Yep. They've all been all over the place. At first, it started off as we need to catch up with the Marvel films. They were playing catch up when they shouldn't. They should have just
done
taken the time with it.
Yeah.
Taken the time with it.
Oh, yeah.
Started off in the exact same sort of structure in what Marvel did. Do your own single
Or
solo outings.
What would have been good is if they
and then bring it
if
all
they'd done
together.
collabs along the way. So as they were doing stuff, they had like collaboration between the two superheroes.
Yeah.
That would have been quite
That would
cool.
have made sense.
I think it would have been better to bring the link together,
Yeah.
and then you could have seen them together in the team, and they did the Justice League
Yeah.
reveal.
'Cause
Obviously, they fucked it now, but
it
we
is a
can't
real
help it.
shame because, again, it's almost like kind of how I feel with the Harry Potter films. This is a little bit of a segue, but
Okay.
so the Harry Potter films, I like the first 4. The third one's brilliant. The rest of them fucking shite pieces of crap. But the problem is the cast for them was so fucking good. Where if they go to reboot it in the future, who are they going to get? Because no one will top that cast.
Like Lord of the Rings, you know, where they said they're going to try and reboot Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly,
Fuck
like Lord of the Rings.
off.
And I think it's the same with this iteration of the Justice League, of the DCEU that they've got. Their casting is absolutely spot on, apart from Jesse Eisenberg. I like Jesse Eisenberg. He's a great actor. He's not Lex Luthor. That
I
was
think
terrible.
they had it right when they had Kevin Spacey.
No, they had it right when it was rumoured that I think they tried to get Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
But
All right.
Bryan Cranston,
Fart smite.
if they hadn't have cast J.K. Simmons, Cranston would make an amazing Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. Have you seen Simmons, by the way?
Fucking chat.
Hench as fuck.
Yeah.
On all the steroids. I mean, he went to the labs and they went, "Oh, would you like some?" And he went, "No, I'll have it all, thanks."
The thing is,
Stick it in here.
as Commissioner Gordon, he doesn't need to be jacked.
Fuck it, I don't care. You get Jackson. No, imagine if he does, right? Because
Oh,
doesn't
no,
Commissioner
sure.
Gordon...
Commissioner Gordon was an ex-military operative,
Doesn't
wasn't he?
Commissioner Gordon
He was
take
a
up the
bit
mantle of Batman?
Being thrown in.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
I can't remember.
Yes, he
that.
does, because his
Towards
daughter...
the end of the New 52, he takes over.
Oh, I haven't read
Yeah.
the New 52. Apparently it's really good.
Anyway, should we move on to Batman versus Iron Man?
Yes.
That's something to say.
Go on, Josh.
Sorry,
You
Josh.
say it.
Sorry, mate.
No.
Get yourself
I'm
out
really
there.
sorry I interrupted you.
Just get your
Yes.
proverbial dick, whap it out on the table.
About Bryan Cranston.
Oh, yeah?
When we went to see Justice League, I said, didn't I, that in that post-credit scene, when they're in Arkham and they slowly reveal that it's like another inmate, so
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg's escaped, I was thinking that was going to be Bryan Cranston.
Oh,
I don't know why.
that would have been good.
It would have been a weird Switch just to have him randomly in there, but it would have just been cool to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Let's get this over with Batman versus Iron Man.
Batman wins.
No.
He does.
Right. This is the thing. I think this is a very close one again.
It's not.
It's exceptionally close.
It's not. They are similar.
Let's entertain the fucking argument, Sam, and stop being a pompous arsehole. Right?
I will say, all
That
that Batman
wins.
needs is to get out a bottle of whiskey, and Iron Man will just fucking go for it.
And a line of Coke. Bottle of whiskey, line of Coke.
Yeah. Do you know what all Batman
I
needs?
think he was a drug addict, was he?
I think there's an element of that.
So they're going at each other. They're about to fight. Batman goes, 1 second, mate. Bloop. Blows an EMP. Tony Stark's suit is fucking useless. Tony Stark has to get out of the suit, and Batman goes, fight over.
Right, if this is the way I'll put it. If Iron Man can't be in his suit, and surely he'd shield himself against EMPs, because you can shield against EMPs. Because he's smart. You're talking about two. This is the issue. Iron Man, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, genius.
Hang on.
Bruce Wayne. What are you doing?
I have a perfect meme.
Meme.
What is wrong with me today?
Meme.
A meme.
Fart smite. So, the meme. You got it? Do you want me to keep filling for you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Iron Man. Come on.
Here we go.
Right, go on then.
Right. So it's the bit. It's Captain America in. This was the first Avengers, wasn't it? Where he says to Tony Stark, "Big man in a suit of armor. Take that away. What are you?" And Tony Stark replies with, "Genius, billionaire, playboy,
Philanthropist.
philanthropist."
I'm not even reading the word and I can say it. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you today?
I don't know. I can't speak properly.
I can tell.
And then it's another one where it goes, "And you, Mr. Wayne." So this is now back to Captain America. "Take your batsuit away, and what are you?" "Genius, billionaire, playboy, for fuck's sake!
Philanthropist.
I got it. Detective, pilot, escape artist, master of disguise, fluent in Japanese, Cantonese, Mandarin, Spanish, French, Latin, German, Russian, master of 127 forms of armed and unarmed combat, including Taekwondo, Judo, Muay Thai, Karate, Boxing, Jiu-Jitsu, Kinjitsu, degrees in criminal science, chemistry, engineering, biology, and high-tech technology applications."
I think that's the debate.
I don't know, because there's like... I don't know.
He is the world's greatest detective.
He is the world's greatest detective.
Yes, I will
Tony
say
Stark's
yes,
the world's greatest drunk.
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep going?
There's a whole
Because literally what I'm doing right now, Simon, is I'm bending you over the table.
No,
I'm
shut
opening
up,
up your butt
you.
cheeks.
No.
I'm spitting on it.
Oh.
I'm using the devil's lube. I'm slowly inserting myself into you and going, "Do you like that? That's what you get. That's what you get."
I think... Right.
Thanks for that.
That's just fucking hell, mate.
Bringing me to climax.
With the clinical efficiency of the assassination of Bin Laden.
Hey, good reference to...
Lonely Island.
Thank you,
Pop
mate.
star, never
Sorry.
stop, never stopping.
Here's
It's Kana!
Can we go into the...
God, for
I
real.
can go into it.
I want to go into this bit. With Batman versus Iron Man, are we going to let the sidekicks in as well?
No, because it's Batman versus Iron Man. It's not Batman's sidekicks versus Iron Man's sidekicks.
That would be quite cool. When you think about it, like Robin versus
Does
War
Iron
Machine?
Man have it? Oh, right, okay.
Pepper
Machine?
Potts.
No, she has her own suit, doesn't she? In the comic books, she does.
I think she has one at some point, yeah.
She's like called Red Alert or something like that. She's like saves people. That's her job. But also have the Iron Legion, which Iron Man
But
has
again,
created.
we're on about...
We're on about the characters themselves.
What's wrong with incorporating the stuff that they would also have? It's like Batman would have a Batmobile. He'd have...
Okay, so you can have the Iron Legion because that's just his suits, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no one actually in the suits. You can have them.
So I can have the suits.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Batman would get fucked up. You
EMP.
keep saying the EMP shit. He went to MIT when he was like what 14, 15. I'm pretty sure he's be able to figure that shit out. Also, you say about like Batman always has a plan. Iron Man always has a plan.
How?
What do you mean how?
What do you mean? Go on.
Like when he has when he puts the laser things on the wrists. What are they fucking called? He has the you know, where in the second film where he spins around.
Oh, the one time.
He uses that again in the Avengers Assemble.
No,
yes, he does.
Does he?
He cuts it. You know, when he cuts into the thing that's blocking the engine from spinning. He uses those. Yep. The thing about, I will say, Iron Man out of his suit is a weak. There's nothing. Like, out of his suit versus Batman, he's fucked. Absolutely fucked. But your thing about, like, oh, he's going to EMP and get him out of the suit.
Philanthropist, got it.
Boom, there you go. He's going to EMP him and somehow get him out of his suit. Like, I think he's had enough issues where people have done that, where he's defended against that. So he's going to be in his suit. Then the thing about Batman is he has his own suits of armor, like his own robotic suits of armor. He has it against he had it in a Batman vs Superman, but then he also has his own Justice League Buster. Like he has the Superman Buster as well. He has loads of stuff. But then you have the Hulk Buster, and then but then Iron Man also plans for this contingency of having to take down each and every single one of the Avengers.
Nope, he only plans for the one.
I'm pretty sure he goes for the others.
He only plans for Hulk.
In the films, yeah.
And in the
comic books. Can we check that? Pretty sure. I would have thought it would have been like he would have gone for it if Thor kicked off. Yes, he's got a Thor Buster armor. He does have the Thor Buster armor. Yes, because I've watched this is a shout out to
he doesn't really need one.
Yeah, no, it's when I think it's I can't remember the storyline, but Thor basically is turned evil. But I know there's a Thor Buster, definitely.
It's true.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So he's got the so they're very similar in that they have the Buster armors that are designed to take on people, and they have contingency plans. I would say it's the problem with the thing about Batman, I will say, is his peak level of fitness that sets him apart from Stark, because Batman's considered to be the pinnacle of what a human can be before it's altered. Like, so he's as good as you possibly can get, and extensive training in martial arts. Actually Tony Stark does training in martial arts as well, because you see that in the second film. Yes, he does do it. Yeah, he does do it in the second film.
But
I think he does actually in the comic books. He does spend a lot of time training in martial arts.
Yeah, but
it's his. But I'd say the brains, so brain power, again, they're very similar.
Bruce Wayne.
Again, that's Bruce Wayne all the way.
True, League of Assassins. He also trains with Madame Shiva, who's the greatest fighter in DC continuity. Good reference there, Madame Shiva. A lot of people sleep on Madame Shiva. Basically, the best martial artist in the whole thing. She destroys the League of Shadows. She literally kills most of them.
Nice.
She trains loads of the best fighters in DC. Sorry, like the Green Arrow and Batman. Which is why they're very they're very good at fighting, but they have to be good at fighting because they're just humans. The thing is, though, it's like the same criticisms levied against the both of them. What are you without your suit? What are you without your technology? What are you without it? Well, you're just a man. But then you go, oh, actually, it's the brain power inside of it. And Iron Man 3, he kind of proves that he can step out away from the suit. He can step out and become it. He proves himself to be a very effective leader. I know in Civil War, he leads against it, where he thinks he's right.
Yeah.
He thinks he's right, and he wants to lead and fight against it.
All I will say, though, is when you're talking about... What you say about being a leader, Batman literally leads and creates the Justice League.
But then he gives up the leadership.
Some of the greatest beings in all of that universe brings together, right? And then when this alien race come in and butcher the Justice League. I can't remember what they're called. Really annoying me. But they come in and butcher the Justice League, and they just leave Batman because they think he's a human. What's he going to do? And he takes on this team that have absolutely taken apart Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. Batman takes them all apart by himself.
But Iron Man
I don't think he'd have a problem with Tony Stark.
Iron Man, the Iron Legion,
I don't think he'd have a problem.
I think it'd be closer than you think it is, mate.
A problem.
I think it's a lot closer.
It would be a non-event.
It wouldn't be a non-event.
A little side note as well.
Go on.
There is actually a funny fan-made film on YouTube. I think you can find it, where it's Batman versus Darth Vader.
That'd be cool.
Is
Josh, wasn't there a crossover that?
could you also find out who that story arc? I can't remember it, but yeah, it's and then it turns out he figures out that their weakness is fire or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but yeah. But this is also what I was going to say as a little side note. There has actually been
There's been a crossover
between the Avengers and
Justice League.
Yeah.
And this is what I meant, where it would have actually have pitted Batman against Captain America, because I think that would have been the closer fight. But what it is yeah.
No.
Well, when you think
Technology.
about it,
It's just the technology and the mindset.
yeah. Well, their mindsets are very, very similar.
I don't think their minds are, because Batman is super intelligent.
To me, it is a more similar fight, because take away the armor for both of them, and they're basically just
Captain America's just stronger.
Yeah,
Captain America isn't a human; he's a superhuman.
yeah.
But
But
Bruce Wayne is
Highest a human could get.
highest a human can get, and is, like you say, master of 127 forms of martial arts, whereas Captain America isn't. He just knows how to kick and punch.
I'm pretty sure actually Captain America he might
start
have training.
Learned.
No, he starts training in martial arts.
But yeah, that was the interesting thing about that comic.
Iron Man's basically just a normal guy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But that was the interesting thing about that comic,
Playboy philanthropist.
was that all the Avengers were fighting each other, and then Bruce Wayne and Steve Rogers just circle each other, going, "Something's not right here, is there? We should perhaps ally," because they were smart enough to figure out that these are both good guys. It's quite interesting. Shall we
round it up?
Yeah.
Let's round it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the debate. It's a big, powerful, basically the biggest comic book debate that can be going. Avengers or Justice League?
Yeah.
Who would win?
But it's not who do you prefer. It's who would win in a fight, and that's what we want you to vote on. I'll put that on the Facebook page and the Twitter page.
Yep.
I don't know.
Is it a page?
Twitter, whatever. We'll see what happens. I'm genuinely. I think there's some genuinely curious things, and I want to see people have the debates that we've had, where they're like character versus character, all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did we even talk about Hawkeye versus Green Arrow? By the way,
We did not.
Green Arrow would win. Green Arrow was trained by actual.
by the way, did you know he's also a descendant of Robin Hood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also spent a fantastic amount of time on an island where he had to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
But the only issue I've got there with
Deathstroke.
is
Yep.
Hawkeye is an assassin. Like, he literally trained to just kill people.
They're the same fucking character.
I know they are.
Yeah, they are.
It's like
Green Arrow is also technically trained with the League of Assassins as well. So.
Yeah. True.
But
in the TV series,
was that my
yeah.
pick again?
It was my pick.
Oh, good. So we can replace
I
stuff.
suggested it. Yeah.
We can replace it.
Cool.
So, have we got any funny news, or are you?
Not this week, no.
Cool. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, go on to our Facebook page, the Gentleman's Debate Podcast, and vote on Sam's poll. On the Twitter page, it is @TGD_podcast. Go onto it and vote on the poll. And then also leave us comments down in our YouTube channel. Also like and subscribe to it to make sure you're continuously getting all of the debates, and also you can subscribe on most of the podcast players, like on iTunes. You can subscribe, and please leave us a 5-star review if you enjoyed it, or any type of review whatsoever. We want to get your feedback. We want to keep this debate going. We want to keep March powering on, and we want it to be the best podcast in the UK. So, ladies and gentlemen, please say goodbye to our lovely friend Josh of @YorkVideoPro.
Bye, guys.
And please say goodbye to Sam Fartsmite Carter.
Justice League.
Fuck you guys.
And it's me.
No, not you guys. You guys.
Yeah. And it's me, Simon. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.